Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show.
Where real conversations, real cigars, and real people come together. Whether you're watching now or listening later,
We're glad you're here.
so grab a cigar, pour a drink, and get comfortable. Before we dive in tonight, we want to take a moment to thank our affiliates and sponsors who help make this show possible.
Please support the brands that support the show. Our affiliates are Factory Reserve Cigar Club and the Cigar Clowns. And a big thank you to our sponsors.
Cigar Lighters, the #1 back cigar lighter. Hayes Gray Cigars, we've got your sticks. Madre Cigar Cigars, the best cigar you'll never smoke. Bam Cigars, badass cigars for badass people. Beard Apothecary, life's too short to have a naked chin. Ironclad Cigars,
Don't be basic. Be ironclad.
now light one up, and let's get into the show.
What's going on?
All right, Ishmael.
How
So,
you doing?
yeah, today's big day today. Big day today. Chiefy's not with us, and we're waiting for Danny to pop on. And yeah, or hopefully things go well for him tonight.
You should. And you know, hey, the two handsome guys out of the three are here, so
This is true. This is true.
whatever happened, you know.
So, did you catch any of Danny and Alan on last night?
I did late in the night, but I did.
I had a lot of fun. So,
It's funny. Yeah,
yeah, there's yeah.
And I've been with those guys for many times, and yeah, they're different people, but at the end of the day, we all the same, you know, thinking whatever. But it's fun with both of them. I have fun.
Yeah, there was just talking about just bringing up PCA. The first time I met you, 2024 PCA, and I remember those nights in that backyard. You know, the mornings, and at one point when they were going to get stuff out of the trailers, I was sitting there and I had 4 cigars because I had to stay back, and I'm like, "What am I doing with 4 cigars? This is 7 o'clock in the morning, and I'm already smoking 4 cigars." Like it was just, I'm like, I don't want to put them down because they've all been fresh rolled, and it was nuts. We smoked a lot, and yeah,
It's fun.
So, how was the trip to the DR?
It's awesome. It's the I don't know what happened. Well, it's the DR. We have to understand, and I'm sorry, somebody if he is from the DR. DR is still considered a third country. Okay, only that you go to the capitals and something like that, because it's the only country in the world that they think is 2 capitals, which is Santiago and Santo Domingo. Actually, it's only 1 capital, which is Santo Domingo, but it's a country with per se 2 capitals. And it has been lately. I arrived over there not yesterday, the Monday before. At 9/11, it's always on my watch, on my phone. For some reason, every time I look, it's 9/11. It could be at night, in the morning. For some, always boom, 9/11. I say, okay. I was at the factory after pick up the suitcases, go into the car, and drive probably by 9:30, 9:20, 9:30, something like that. It's very close. What happened? What you did? Well, so he has a little paranoia here. Let's see if he jumps back. Well, so guys, tonight you're going to be just with me, looks like. What's going on, Colin? I don't know what happened with Aldi, but I promise. Yep. Now it's E-Show. Absolutely, yes, Brent. Well, we don't have Aldi. He just left. We don't have Randy. He's probably setting his pants right now. I mean, his nails, because he's having a B-day today. So probably he will have the results if he's the winner or it's not, or he's doing. Yes, call in. And hopefully by 11 o'clock or by midnight, we will know. Hopefully he wins. And here comes John. Here comes John. Up to the stage. What you thought?
No, I don't know what I did. I was trying to click on comments to show the comments, and before I know it, I was completely backed out of everything. I was like, "Oh God, did I end the show?"
Look, I like this. You saw. Is they so? Now is they so?
Yeah.
They so.
I got scared for a second. I was like, "Oh God, did I just end the whole thing?" Whew.
Don't touch no more buttons, okay? Don't touch no buttons.
Whew.
So, anyways, what I was saying is, so I saw up over there at 9:11, but 9:30, a couple of minutes before 9:30, we at the factory. Oscar wanted to pick me up, and
when you say Oscar, which are you talking about? Your Oscar?
My Oscar? No. Both of them is my Oscar. But let's see. Let's talk about my Dominican brother. Both of them are Dominican, not the doctor, the blender. So. And about probably 10 o'clock, it was 10 o'clock. So 30 minutes after I arrived in the new factory, I'm going to just to check it out. Nice second floor, nice third floor. I don't want to do nothing with first floors ever again with all the floorings and all that bullshit. So, yep. So I go and 10 o'clock. It was like it was done. National. It was national, the whole DR. Poof. Out of. I said, you must be kidding me. I said, October happened the same thing. Then I didn't go back. Just twice. I went to pick up some cigars and come back very fast, but it was go and come in the same day. So, and it happened again. I said, well, I go to the hotel because now I don't have my room over there. So we have a brand new factory. So I go to the hotel. Guess what happened? The generator is not working. I said, okay, there we go. Here we go again. Ish. Perfect. I start to work. The maintenance guy can't fix it. Then it comes Tuesday. Lights on about 6 o'clock in the morning. I was already walking to the factory about 3 o'clock a.m. I don't want to work at nobody. I had the key. So it's working probably is about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. So I need the exercise anyway. So I'm walking with my backpack. And about 6 o'clock, lights come on. I say, okay, we good. 11 o'clock, lights go off. I say, are you freaking kidding me? So I spent a week with no power most of the time. But everything, it was good. Meaning cigars, production, and all of that was good. I'm so happy that we changed. Because now we don't have, even though you take the cigars from the aging room and you go to the first floor to put in the trucks to go to the airport, it's going to have humidity. Still, I can show you videos that there is about 18, 20 inches water just taking houses away. You see houses, just like on the river. Bye, see you later. You know, it has been bad for the DR for at least, but I would say 4 or 5 months. So,
yeah, it's been, that was Danny just texted me. He said, "You going to send me the link?" I said, "Bro, look up." And he's like, "Nothing's there." I had to resend the link, so he should be logging in right now.
I thought that you sent the link better than you tried to put a comment and you disappear.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
He's got no. That's a fair assessment.
I asked for a friend. You know, it's
let's see if I can figure the banner out.
Don't touch. The man is. Oh my God.
Well, there's the banner is being shown. But
when you like that, you have to put it like this so people can see the banners. You see, that's what you do. That one. You in this one, you cannot see much.
How do you get to scroll though? How do you get to move?
To move what?
How do you get to scroll across? Yeah, you know how Randy does it where it scrolls across?
Well, you can do that. You're talking about that?
Yeah.
And then this one, you just hide, and that's it. For the money price of $25, I will teach you tonight.
Right? But it doesn't say now how. So that scrolling banner, how do we get what we just put? How do we get Enter Danny 505 for a chance.
If I do this and I do this, it's not a banner. This is just a title. That's what happened.
Oh, look, I can't even spell. I'm going to go back to the comments. I'm leaving all this alone.
If I do this and I do this.
There's Danny. I'm going to let him in. I figured that out, Danny.
What's
How
up?
you doing, brother?
How you feeling?
I'm good. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome, gentlemen.
What's going on, brother?
That's our job, bro. Welcome, Danny. Welcome to the show.
What are you guys up to?
First and foremost, tell me what you are smoking.
I don't know yet. I literally just got home from work and I jumped right on. So I've not gotten that far yet in my thinking.
All right. I'm hoping you've got amnesia.
I play gaming. You see, as always, like you said yesterday, I have my 2028. By the way, it's a new one.
And a glass of
But until the pregame, I go to the box of surprises.
So I started tonight, and I'm almost done with the Dr. Oscar Insomnia, and then I've got Ever Faithful. There she is, my last Jerry. So Danny was rattling off the cigars that he had from Family by Loyalty last night, and I was trying to get his address and his work schedule to take a trip.
You know, you have to fight, baby mama.
Danny.
What's up, everybody?
So, what do you think, man? How'd you like last night's show?
I loved it. I love the cigar. Both the cigars last night were fantastic.
Yeah.
I still have them sitting here since I only smoked through half of each one of them.
Yeah.
So maybe I need to finish off what we started last night. They're too good to go to waste.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yes.
That was a lot of fun, and I love that story. I've heard the story 100 times. I just love it. I do. So PCA this year?
Yes, I will be there.
Fantastic.
I'll be there. I'm bringing Brandy with me, so it'll be myself and Brandy. She's going to be kind of doing some of her own thing, but her and I will be doing some stuff together. So as well.
Excellent. We got some people we can all meet and hang out with.
For sure. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to getting away for a week and not having a child use me as a jungle gym every night. You know,
how old is she now?
3.
Ooh, you're getting right into that age.
He's not even close yet.
Daddy's nothing but a toy.
All she does is yak my ear off, and I don't understand half of what she's saying. I'm like, okay, sure, whatever.
But don't worry, man. You just think that you're talking with me, and you will understand.
Right? That is true.
Probably she speaks better English than I do, anyways. Look, Tony's in the great show last night.
It really was. I stayed up late.
I'm glad that y'all enjoyed the show last night. It was a fun show. You know, Alan and I go way back, so I was very happy to help promote Alan and you know, get his name out there. You know, I got him into Black Box, so I was happy about that. I also got Ish into Black Box too. Because I talked his stuff up a lot, so I got him into that, and so I'm trying to help where I can.
We have a show with them on I believe April 2nd or 4th. One, it's whatever Thursday, the first Thursday of April is, with Cigar Clowns. So we're gonna be showing off the new line of Chatfield, the Chatfield collection, because they already have clowns on there in the box. So
sure. And I'm I have them on the 13th right before PCA.
Nice.
Again to go through the official. Cigar Clown, everything, I guess.
Yeah.
I wasn't even going to do a show that week because it's PCA week, but when Ray said he wanted to kind of do the official launch and everything for that, and I was like, bro, I will open the show up for you guys.
Yep. When are you going down to PCA? You going?
I'm leaving Thursday.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Zach and I will leave first thing Friday morning. We'll leave early Friday morning, get there Friday afternoon.
So yeah, and I got this. Oh, I got this thing here. Ray sent me. I gotta get mounted because not everybody has this. But so,
oh yeah,
there you go.
That's gonna be on the wall. That is gonna look great on the wall.
Beautiful.
Right?
Yep.
Very cool.
Yeah. It'll go right, it's got to go right next to the cartoon version of me. So, we'll put that right here for right now. Just so everybody knows,
I mean, I know Ish's feeling about the whole thing, but I know is there anybody that you're looking forward to seeing this year?
Not really. Last year, the amount of small and boutique brands that were there honestly surprised me. And I was really busy on interviews the whole time just because of that. And it made me really happy to see the brands there. They were, and a lot of the brands I talked to had a very good show. They're very optimistic for that. And the ones coming this year I think are going to be equally as surprised. So, I'm just happy to be able to add just, my little contribution out there.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see who's going to be back around, who didn't come back, and just kind of catch up with some of the people that we met, from last year to today. You know what I mean? It was kind of fun walking around last year and just meeting up with some of the smaller brands, getting information, and then throughout the year we've had them come on the show with us. And you have Lovely Cigars coming on with you?
I had Lovely on last week. I go way back with Mike and Keith.
They are just hilarious. We had a great time with them. And it was just an off chance. Well, if you went to the bathroom, you saw the sign that said, "Hey, wash your hands and then come over and see us." And so that was brilliant. And it's going to be a lot of fun. But I absolutely understand what Ish says when he says it's just a big, it's just a big reunion. And it is. It is.
It's a reunion for the big guys. It's
for the big guys. Right.
Yeah, it is, and in reality, it's a big jerk off fest for the big guys to go over there and get stroked off by the big shops. That's all it is. You know, it's not really for the little guys. It's not really for the little shops. It's just really it's for the big guys. And then if good things good things, and you have like what happened in 2024 where you had Padron having to outshine everybody by opening up accounts for the first time in 10 years. That fucked all the small brands over that were there. Because a lot of people were like, "Oh, we're really hyped. I'm going to start bringing in a lot of these smaller brands," and then Padron goes, "Oh, hey, by the way, if you've been on the wait list for 5 years or longer to get our stuff in, you're now approved. So come on over and shell out all your money that you have to bring us in."
Yep. Yeah.
But I can tell you something, Danny. That was my best year, hands down. But again, they announced that about 4 hours into the first day, and they say after 7 years we didn't open new accounts, so it's going to be 50 new accounts. but probably because who I brought too. You know, you have my guys, which is the 13 hours guy, who is a live American hero, and we have a lot of people over there. And that year, actually, the only one that I kill it. The other ones I break barely even. In 1 year I lost, 2 or 3 years I lost. The other ones I break barely even, and that year I made probably for the 5 years I lost money. That's the only year. But again, it was just luck because.
And go ahead, say something now. Issue's done. So it's me. It's the John Show. So what you think about that, Angel?
By the way, Aldi, who typed this over here?
I'd like to say Randy, but it was me.
Oh,
yeah,
we know.
wrong.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Do I have a? Can I enter in on the raffle here?
Yes, you can.
Yeah. Okay, I fixed it.
No, I fixed it right now. I just did it.
I just did. I just fixed it.
No, I did. No, you did not.
I just went in and fixed it.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, it's gonna be fun, and it's for me. It's that idea of being able to catch up with some of the people that we haven't seen in a year, and Angel. I should have just ish drop out for a few minutes. This way we get rid of Angel. But yeah,
I fixed it better.
That is fair. That is fair. What are they doing for credentials this year, Danny? For media, did they have anything different or special?
No, I think it's the same as it was last year.
Show up with an iPhone and you can get in under media.
Well, no, because Anton took over. Anton actually goes through everybody and verifies that they're pretty much legit. If you notice last year, most of the stick hunters you see yearly were not there they were gone because he wouldn't let them in. So just because you have a podcast doesn't mean you're media. He's been running a pretty tight ship on that. I did see a couple of stick hunters there that came in under brand badges.
Yep.
And then I did see some stick hunters who bitched and cried enough up the chain to PCA that they got in. But for the most part, the annual stick hunters that you normally see were gone, which I loved.
Yeah, that was my first chance to actually meet Kevin Shanahan, Cigar Prop, and he actually came over to the booth and did an interview with the guys, and then that ended up with them being on the show. It is kind of fun when you start really recognizing the people that we're watching every single day. So
yeah.
That was kind of cool, and I know there's going to be a few special guests that are trying to make it. So hopefully we get to run into some of the people that didn't get booths but are able to at least attend. So I'm looking forward to it. It's always fast paced and a lot of work, but in the end it's doing what we love. You know what I mean? I dig the whole vibe, and I'm still too new to be jaded from it. I still get the wow factor.
I still enjoy it, man. I really do. I enjoy seeing brands that I was on very early on in 2019 and 2020 that are now getting that notoriety out there, and me knowing the fact that I was on them before anybody else was.
Yeah.
When all of these other shows were telling them to go pound sand, it was me. I was on. I was telling them, yeah, come on, I'll promote you. I will showcase you. I will do that. And that makes me very happy to see, because I talked about that with the clowns when they were on last month, was the amount of people out there in the media and who have shows that talk about being part of the clowns and that they've always loved the clowns and we've taken care of them. I know for a fact that they weren't. I know for a fact that these shows were telling them to go pound sand, that they're a joke. And I was really the only person on that mediascape that would have them on and showcase them. And then these same shows crying when they would have a new drop, and the exclusive release would be on my show. But I'm a bigger show. I got, you should know. You know what? No, because I've been loyal to them, from the start. And I showed off 4 bags of every drop that they have had since the original run. I've got one of everything that these guys have put out, even the stuff that you can only get at events. And I didn't go to events. I made trades with people to get those cigars, and so, there's a lot of phoniness out there from the media and podcast side. And I'd love to go into some of those shows and start up shit and just be like, how about you say that now, but how about you tell everybody how you said that these guys were jokes and they're a joke brand? How about you tell all your people that?
Yep. And that's, you've been watching what you've done with, and I knew where you stood immediately, just knowing that you were staying in the house with us for Family by Loyalty, and knowing the respect and the love that the whole crew has for you. And I'd watched a bunch of, that was the first time we actually met in person. I was a little starstruck, can't lie. This is fucking Big D here. This is 505 in the house, literally. But what started all this for you? Like, what at one point did you say, you know what, I'm gonna start doing reviews? Because I sit back and, like, when people ask about the cigar reviews, I can name 2 people that I actually would listen to and watch the cigar reviews. And you are number 1, and Boston Jimmy's the other one, because of the way you understand what it's supposed to be about. You understand the subjective part and the objective part, and you're very true to that. And I remember you saying, when I was trying to get brands on with you, you're like, listen, if I don't like it, I'm gonna say I don't like it. I'm not gonna be a douche about it, but if it doesn't hit, it doesn't hit. It's got to be worth me bringing them on.
Well, so for years my page, was mainly just, it was my Instagram was mainly just a personal page, and now smoking stuff, and then and so that's basically all it is. But I had made friends with Anya Ramirez, and so her and I would talk all the time about cigars. And she, for a couple of years, she kept saying, you should do content on it. You're knowledgeable. You know a lot about cigars. And I go, nobody's going to listen to what I have to say. No one will. She's like, they will.
Until they did.
Yeah, and she goes, they will. Plus, you have such a passion for the small brand side, those brands that don't ever get featured. You should do it. And she rode my ass about that for like 2 years. And then in September of 2019, I decided I was going to do my first video. And I was like, okay. So I did. I said, I'll give it a week and see how things look. So I created a YouTube channel. I did 3 videos, and Anya, having somebody like her who has a huge social media presence, she has tons of followers. She was sharing everything for that first week, telling her people that follow her to go follow me. And so after that first week, I had 30 subscribers, and I was like, holy cow, man. Okay, maybe there is something here. But I still remember that very first video. It was a disaster because I didn't know what I was doing. It was a disaster. The cigar fell apart on me. I was trying to keep it. I was trying to be nice. I wasn't on camera. I was just showing the cigar because I'm like, who wants to look at me? It's about the cigar. And the people in the comments were like, hey, are you going to show yourself? I'd like to look at the smoke, and I'd like to see, your facial features about what you actually think. And I was like, okay, so people want to see those things. So that the first month was a lot of adjustments and listening to the constructive criticism of people in the comments on what I could do better on the videos.
Is that video still up on the page?
No, it's down. I still have it. I still have it. When I got suspended in 2022, YouTube scrubbed everything I had. So, but I have backed up every video I've done. So it's like I still have it.
Guys, time out, 8:30. We over here. We follow rules. And it's time for the sponsors.
Savor every moment with Hayes Gray Cigar. Each blend is crafted for bold flavor, veteran-inspired character, and premium construction. From smooth and approachable to rich and complex in flavor, Hayes Gray delivers a cigar for every palate. Now available our new release, Irmãos do Mar. Order Hayes Gray Cigars online at Fat Boys Cigars and from Wolfpack Cigar Club and the Cigar Vault, Oakdale. Visit our website for a list of nationwide retail lounges and to grab some cool Hayes Gray merch to rep our brand. As always, we've got your sticks.
You notice one thing? It's Irmãos do Mar. Like it's D-O, and it is do. You do this, you do that. It says Irmãos do Mar. No, it's Mar do Mar.
Well, AI is not going to get that. That's why I made fun of Randy with his country.
Maybe you should just do the reads on the Spanish sections of it, so that way you've got that deep central voice of the AI, and then you pop in with the Spanish, with that proper Spanish terminology.
And now present you Irmãos.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah.
So, anyways, before we keep going, we have let me check because I read.
Is he checking? Okay, there he is.
No, yeah. So, whatever we decide, Aldi, you want to do something? I know I'm gonna do. They are gonna sweat for it. It's gonna be 85 entrants, so they don't get it. Mine is gonna be a Marble, Around the World, Seville 1676, BTC, and the Blood of Blood. It's a package of about 150 bucks that I just put in special. So that will be 85 entrants. So what about you?
50. We hit 50. I'm doing 25 to Beard Apothecary with our new release of the Irish Goodbye.
There you go, guys. So keep doing it.
Danny, here's a question for you from Josephus. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you think your reviews are secretly influenced by what you ate for lunch that day? Any disastrous food cigar combo stories?
Okay, Josephus.
So I'll say this: when I was doing reviews, I was not eating prior, so I wouldn't have that type of influence on my palate. But I would say that if I'm just hanging out and smoking and I've eaten or just eaten or am eating, I'd put it about a 6.5. It has a great influence on it. My whole thing when I was doing it was I wanted to give a true review when I was doing them. I wanted a clean palate. I wanted everything just as fresh as it could be so that I could give an honest assessment of the tobacco, of the cigar, with as little interruptions as possible in it. So that's how I did it. That was just me personally, because I don't feel like I'm doing you, if you were watching, any favors by having a big meal and then sitting down smoking and then going, wow, I eat a grilled cheese sandwich and then tell you how kind of bready and greasy the cigar is when it's not. So, I just feel like, for me, it's not doing you any good if you're trying to if you're trying to learn more about a cigar. But as for disastrous food combo stories, I went to an event where it was a 5-course meal and cigars, and they brought out the appetizer, which was which was escargot, snail.
Oof.
And then they were giving you a cigar. So you had a drink. You had a drink and a cigar, and then you had a appetizer and cigar, and then you had a salad and cigar, and then main course and cigar, and then dessert and cigar. So you had 5 cigars that went with them. And so the cigar that they gave us that they said would pair with that snail did not. The snail, which is so rich and buttery and creamy, and in that, going with the cigar, no, and the cigar was it was bad because one, they paired it with it was paired with a darker Maduro, creamy Maduro cigar, and it just made everything taste like butter, like butter. It was like pure butter because of that, the butteriness of that snail, and it was atrocious.
You lost me at snail. That is just snot on a plate. Just pairing snot with snot. It's just
it just didn't work. They're pairing creamy and buttery with creamy and chocolate. It just didn't work.
No, not happening.
Yeah, it was not very good. I was like, no.
Have you had that same experience with something to drink while you're smoking, where it's been just like, wow, I messed this up?
Not really, because I'm not, you know me, I'm not really a big drinker, and I mainly stick to a lot of water or tea. So, not really. If I do have a drink, I tend to leave it to people who understand libations far better than me. So
yeah, I'm in the same boat. I've tried a couple times, and I'm usually Habano and a rye, and I'm very happy. When I try anything else, and I'm like, I don't even know if it works or not. But then there was a day I found out one that didn't work, and I was like, "Yep, not doing this again." So I'm very happy with like a Gatorade or a water. I know I'm not supposed to drink water, but I'm much happier with a pure cane soda. Like if I'm really gonna pair something, I love the pure cane root beers, something along those lines. And you guys were doing the cream soda last night.
Yeah, cream soda was great with that Connecticut. Perfect. Yep. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, I tend to stick to water and tea, really, but occasionally I'll dabble with an adult libation.
Yep. So I remember you talking last night about Tap and Ash, and I can confirm that is one killer lounge. That is a very cool place. And
I won't go anywhere else in Vegas. I see no need to go to any other lounge in Vegas. It is the best. To me, it is by far the best. The vibe, the staff, it's just it embodies everything I want in a lounge. Whether you're sitting inside or you're sitting outside, it's just a good time. Yeah, and I've had way too many good times there.
Yep, and I'm a big. I'll like an old fashioned, and. So we had an old fashioned in there. Bruce and I both did. And by the time we were done, I looked at Bruce. He looked at me. I was like, I think we got roofied. And it was basically, I guess it's the Uncle Nearest. I don't know. I've never had it before until that day. And it kicked the crap out of me. And I couldn't wait to go back to the room because I just wanted to crash.
I remember you guys screwing with me that day. I came in at 4:00 in the morning, completely blitzed.
Oh yeah. You got up at 7 when we woke you up. I got a video of you snoring when you were sleeping on. Danny slept on a couch that entire 3 or 4 days we were there. He just couch surfed the whole time. Bruce and I had a room, and then Carrie, everybody else had their own rooms. Even Francesco had his own room. He lucked out. Francesco had a room all to himself, and Danny got the couch.
That's fine with it.
Did not complain once, but we're all sitting around eating breakfast, and you just hear Danny in the background, like, "Oh, there it goes! Here comes the camera." I was
I was so, I was fine. And then I went back and hung out with Nikki Morris from Absolute Cigars. And we went back up to her hotel room. And she had the cheapest bottle of whiskey. And the bathroom and the plastic bathroom cups, she's filling up to the brim. And then it's like, nope, we're taking shots of these. And I had 2 of those. And after the second one, I just said, I don't think I can have any more. It was there. And then I finally said, I think I need to go. And I left her hotel room, and I'm walking in the middle of the hall at her hotel, holding onto the invisible wall. And then I couldn't find the button on the elevator to go down. I couldn't find the Uber pickup to go, and then as the Uber driver's taking me back to the Airbnb on there, I have my eyes closed and I'm breathing deeply because I felt like yakking, and I'm like, I can't yak. It was.
Well, I knew it was bad when we got to the show and we were setting up, and you always helped to set up. And that morning, you leaned against the concrete pillar, and I watched you just slide down the pillar to a seated position, and you just sat there. And you're like, no, this is it for right now. 8 o'clock that show, 9 o'clock, whatever that show started, boom, you're up and gone. Like I
ran into Nikki on the floor, and her and I went over to that pizza place that sold $15 personal pan pizzas just so we could get something greasy in our stomach. Because I was like, I was feeling it, and I was just like, oh, I need to get something in me because this ain't working. And so her and I sat in a corner eating greasy pizza that was disgusting just to get something in our stomachs.
I did very good. I drank very little while I was there. I smoked a ton. I think I took 1 day off, and that was a trip back. And see, I knew that was coming, Angel. I think this is a test. It's just seeing if I can screw this up enough. Yep.
Chris, thank you, man. Chris, I love seeing you in all the shows, man. You're a great supporter, a great brother. I appreciate you, man. You always crush it and ask great questions in the chat, man. It's always an honor to see you pop in and be a part of the shows, man. So thank you. Appreciate that.
Danny, let me ask you this. Our family from Hayes Gray is on, and I absolutely love their line. And what's the best way for a brand to say, hey, we'd like you to check us out?
Hey, would you mind checking us out?
Pretty much that simple, huh?
That's simple, man. You know, I do my research on brands before I bring them on a show, because I'm not going to bring on some joke. If you're legit and on that, let's talk. I do ask questions to brands out there, and if they can't answer simple questions that I'm asking on that, then it's just not a fit. I'm not going to bring somebody on to bring them on. I want you to be legit out there. And man, I love the guys from Hayes Gray. They've been fantastic. They've been on both shows.
Do you have someone that has eluded you to this point that you would love to just have on?
No, because when I first started, especially when we had the concept to do the Tuesday night show, the live review show, when it was just Ryan and I before Ryan became a pussy and quit. And then I had to replace him with Brandy, who's way better than he is. So, but I was reaching out, and I had a hard time finding brands that wanted to come on to the show, because when I'd explained the concept of the show to them, they were just like, nah, not interested. And hey, we'll send you cigars and you guys can review them, but we don't want to come on. And so when I finally found a couple of brands willing to come on that Tuesday show, and then these brands were watching, immediately they started hitting me up wanting to come on. And then we started having repeat brands come on who would rather do the Tuesday show than the Monday show. Like, nah, man, I got a new cigar. I want to do the Tuesday show. Okay, we'll do it. So, no real brands, I'm willing to talk to anybody, and I open my platform up not just to brands, but I've opened up my platform to shops, and I open it up to content creators who I like, who I don't feel get enough love out there, who need just a little push for more people to see their stuff. They do great content, but they're not getting seen, and so it's an opportunity for me to give back, because I wouldn't be where I'm at if it wasn't for somebody like Anya, who did what she did for me. So if I can pay that forward to some other content creators that do good work and just give them a little bit of a bump and showcase them a little bit, I'm all for it.
We got another killer question from Josephus. Have you ever had a cigar speak to you mid-smoke, like a weird flavor hallucination or epiphany? What was it, and what did it say?
Well, I have cigars that do speak to me when in love, and you can watch plenty of videos where I smoke that cigar and you just see me stop and stare at it because she's so beautiful. She tastes fantastic. I want to take her out on a date. She's wife material. I've had plenty of those cigars. I just, it just, the cigars just, they talk to you. And especially when you have brands out there that are building their portfolio, and it's kind of a progression of what the story they're telling, and you can feel that story in the smoke of what they're trying to convey. And if it's a brand I'm unfamiliar with and you start smoking their cigars, sometimes if you're not smoking them in the order that they release them, and it's just like, okay, and they're kind of all over the place, but when you stop and go back and start from the first cigar they released to the last, and then you understand the story that they're telling with the cigar. But
I absolutely agree, because I've had that conversation with brands when just being at PCA, and they're like, "Hey, you want to try these?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'd love to. Just what order should I smoke them in?" Because that's very important. And like you said, it helps with the story. You see the evolution of where their mind is at. And I absolutely agree with you that the story is so important to the brands, because that's what's going to help resonate. Their story is going to resonate with people and want them to buy that stuff and want to support them.
Yeah, guys like Hayes Gray, they have such a great story. And to bring their story out there for more people to get, and where people can relate, whether they were in the military or not, their story is relatable for people at different aspects of whether I understand that because of the military life that I lived, or, yeah, I wasn't in the military, but I understand that because I my life was like this. And I kind of understand it. Kind of coincides where you can have that cross appeal between the story that resonates with people on a different level than what the actual level you're talking about.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I get that. I totally get that, because it's otherwise we're all just kind of smoking, and you really need that. You need that connection to the brand. Otherwise, you don't get the feel for why they're doing what they're doing and what they're putting into their cigars.
Certain brands talk to me far more than other brands do, just because their story is in depth and it hits me on a personal level. Yep. And I find that I enjoy smoking their brands a bit more than other brands. Doesn't mean that other brands don't have anything good. They do. It's just when you develop that personal connection based upon the story, their story, or the story they're trying to build in the smoke, you tend to, you end up finding that you gravitate towards them a bit more. Like Alan, the story that Alan's telling with his cigars, I totally vibe with, which is why I smoke a lot of Family by Loyalty. The story and the history, like, that Eric from Black Star Line tells, it resonates with me. I get it, and I tend to enjoy what he puts out a lot. So that, you just kind of you end up building even cigars that they may put out that you're not a big fan of, but they're still great, and you get it, and you still resonate with that story. It all falls into place for you.
Yeah, and I've said it before on here that Family by Loyalty was my introduction into the boutique world. And that happened during COVID, because I thought, at that time I was smoking good cigars, and I was smoking legacy stuff. And I didn't really understand what boutique was until Miyagi gave me a Family by Loyalty, and that changed everything for me. I understood what cigars could be.
When I met Alan at TPE, him and I hit it off immediately. And it was just like, yeah, man, like I can get down with this guy. And then talking to him, it just was like, yeah, dude, we connected like immediately. And then it just it all developed from there, and it was a great experience on that. And that just seems to be how it was. How it worked out with a lot of other brands too is that you ended up connecting, through a lot. For me, a lot of brands, I connected with them because I was doing reviews, and I had no clue that my reviews had any bearing on the brands. I didn't think they cared, but to have a brand tell me when I walked up, that cigar of ours that you smoked that you didn't like, we're completely scrapping it and going to redo it. And I'm like, don't do it because of me, just because I didn't like it. He's like, no, you were right. Because after you reviewed it, I went back and re-smoked it, and everything you said was right. And it's just, no, we need to redo it. And I didn't realize that I would have that kind of influence out there, that I was just giving my personal opinion based on my palate's perspective.
You'd be able to take that criticism, and instead of saying, fuck that guy, he don't know what he's talking about, and taking a look at their line and saying, you know what, we could do better. That's respect for you, and that's a huge respect for their brand.
And anyways, Danny, because now you say that people listen to the reviews, and probably this question has been made to you 1,000 times, but when and why you're still doing it, reviews, when you start, why you start, and when you're still doing reviews for cigars.
Well, I quit doing the pre-recorded review stuff in 2022 and moved over to the live content, because I saw the writing on the wall that nobody was watching any of that. But I still thought there would be some sort of market, which is where Ryan and I came up with raw cigar reviews on Tuesday nights, which was, we can still do a review, but let's bring the brand owner on and smoke it in front of them and firsthand, where you in the chat watching can see our facial features. Anything could go wrong. The cigar could be bad. It could fall apart. There could be some sort of problem. We could not like it. And also questions that you may have in regards to the brand, you can get an immediate answer to. And so I thought there was still that market out there. But, as we've continued to move on out there, I've moved over to more of the written review side of things, doing more on the writing side of it. It's quick and simple. You don't have to watch a video. You can just kind of read my quick little summary of what I thought of the cigar and get my palate's perspective of the flavor notes. I don't say it is. It's strictly based on what my palate is picking up. So your experience may differ out there. But I far more enjoy doing the live content and talking to brands than I do trying to record a video. It's just
absolutely
because too much work.
And not only that, it's real. So you can catch a guy or a gal on the spot, like, oh crap, I didn't know. So I like way more this. It's no question sent to the host, from the host to the guest. It's just naturally is how it is. Yeah. Now, another question, because I found this very, very interesting. Do you think, or you don't, that science? Everybody's still talking, believe it or not, 2026, 6 years ago since the pandemic, okay, March 2020, COVID-19. don't you think that the reviews, and you were doing the reviews probably before that anyways, what about all these flavors that people come in the cigar that actually is almost impossible to have? But do you think that people start to do that more after watching you guys, and they have to surpass you, and they have to do something else that you guys don't do? So they try to put like a, I don't know, like a.
Do I think, if you're asking, do I think a lot of people and what they put out on video or write is bullshit? Yes, I do. They're trying to come across as having a more sophisticated palate than what they actually have. Oh, Ish, this cigar that you made, it's so divine. The clubbed baby seal fat is just rendered perfectly in my mouth. I don't know how you got the taste of that fear to come through in the cigar. I could taste it. Oh, the endangered white rhinoceros horn. Oh, it just through the retro. Just it's not that. Look, I never got in depth on it. When I tell you, the retro hail has a nice fine cinnamon flavor to it, I'm not going in depth going, it's Antarctic cinnamon. All right. Look, for the vast majority of the population out there, if I say cinnamon, you know what cinnamon tastes like. Yep. You know what cinnamon stick tastes like. You know what cinnamon bark tastes like. But you try and break that down to the region, 99.9% of the people out there have never had Madagascar cinnamon, and they don't know what that. If it tastes different than
Himalaya salt, it has to be the pink. By the way, Himalaya is the only country that doesn't make.
I can't. I think he froze again.
What is happening again? I don't know what is happening again. But yeah, it's like the Himalaya pink salt, which, by the way, Himalaya, it doesn't have any pink salt. It's just saying, but people think, Himalaya pink salt.
Yeah, okay, look, if I tell you, there's a salty taste to it. I don't know. I couldn't tell you if it's Atlantic Ocean or Himalayan salt or Peruvian. It's salty. I try to simplify it down for the people based upon what the common palate would be able to render and pick up.
Danny, you want to know the actual real thing, and I say many times, yes, between people or whatever, never in life, but you know where the salty comes from? It's only two places. People say volcanic soil. It's true. It's not spicy. It's salty. But that's the second reason of it. You know what the number one reason why the cigar is salty? And many people probably, it will say, what the fuck you just said? Sorry, Randy, I say, what the fuck? Yeah, okay. So, you know why? I'll tell you why. Because people, they work with no AC. People work in close environment. People work with sunny lights that they know LED, and they sweat their ass off. And that sweat gets where it goes into the cigar.
It gets absorbed into the tobacco.
I just laugh. And that's when it was a magazine about 15 years ago that I was the only one, not me, it was more people, but they had the AC in the office. In my office, I don't have AC, but my guys, they will have AC. Yes, a couple of hours at a time, because you don't want to dry the tobacco leaves. It will dry the tobacco leaves, so you have to be careful with that. But people say, it's spicy. Spicy, I tell you, this is Julian forehead. This one is Julia armpit. The other one is, and it's the truth. But people don't want to listen to that, but it's the truth.
Listen. That is a trade secret that you could have kept to yourself.
No, I will not. I will not, because the real truth, and people, they need to know. And it's like, what is this? Like, again, for instance, he say cinnamon. It's not such a thing. It is similar to cinnamon, something which is called ginger. But most people don't realize ginger because they never try it. Ginger is in cigars. Cinnamon is not. But you can do a comparison. So, yeah, I understand the cinnamon thing.
Danny, this is also the guy that destroyed pepper on me. Killed me. Destroyed pepper on me.
But people come with some. I tell you, one of my very good friends, as a matter of fact, I opened back last September, the Factory Reserve Cigars Club, because of him. He called me and he told me it was September 5th. His name is Julian from Pennsylvania. He told me, say, hey, you know what day is today? I said, I don't know. It's not your birthday. It's not mine. It's not Christmas. It's not a holiday. Are you getting married? Are you kidding me? No. I said, so what is? 5 is the 5th year telling you to make a reserve, a club, whatever with Banff. I said, I will never do with Banff. I will do something else. But that guy, which I have him up here as a knowledge in tobacco, when I first gift him the bar wire, he called me and he told me, this cigar is the best cigar I ever smoked because it tastes like an upside down pineapple cake. I hang out the phone on a very good friend of mine. I say, are you drunk? Are you stupid? Are you joking? Boop! Hang out the phone. How you can come with an upside down pineapple cake taste in a cigar? It still blew my mind.
Listen, I'm getting text messages asking you to please stop. You're ruining. You're killing it. Nobody wants to know about the armpit sweat that's in our cigars.
That's a joke, guys. The armpit is okay. You roll with your hands, okay. You don't roll like this, okay. It's a joke.
That only gets on it when they reach over to grab another.
Right.
No, it's a joke, but yes. And I'm sorry to tell you, guys, but a cigar. Remember when it used to be only 50 hands touch a cigar? All of a sudden, it went to 100 hands. Then it went to 200. And somebody just recently, like within this year, 2026,
300 hands.
500. No, 500. Well, let me tell you something. That's bullshit. 500 hands, whole yes, and then somebody's missing an arm, is 250 people. A cigar, it should be $3,000 a cigar just to pay those people. So do the math. So when people are talking with not knowing and knowing the shit out of me, if 500 hands or 250 people touch a cigar and you have to pay 250 people, even if it's $1 a person, that cigar will be $250 plus your commission plus the plus blah 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 blah. So obviously, people are full of shit. I'm sorry to say. Randy, I say fuck and I say shit. I'm sorry. but it's I don't know. Don't you think, Danny, that cigars are done to enjoy? First of all, it was medicine. Medicinal, and to this day still. Even with COVID, going back to COVID, whatever, because the whole thing it came for that, is no death is proof that somebody was smoking. No smokers die with that. So nicotine has something to do, blah, blah, blah. There's many doctors saying that nicotine is good for you, like everything else, in moderation. But don't you think that now we try to put let's see what barbarian thing we can say to get more followers. So they just follow me because I say that, I don't know, that this tastes like a rose petals with a little portion from the Himalaya and a little whatever, blah, blah. Don't you think that is a little extreme what people are doing now? Not you guys, you've been for years. But the new guys, don't you think it's a little too much?
Yeah, I mean, that's always been out there. Everybody wants to give their own, Charlie from Half Wheel review where they sound sophisticated, and it's just like, it just doesn't come across right. But look, if that's their niche, they can go for it. But I think you just have to understand that they're probably bullshit with what they're saying, because I gotta tell you, I have never tasted elephant dung in a cigar before.
Well, all right. I have to laugh because the majority of us taste leather, coffee, chocolates, the salt, the
salt, sugars, and you can break all that down, but to go that in depth, to go, well, I have such a sophisticated palate that I can pick up, what region of the world that this wood comes from. No, you can't. I'm sorry, you can't.
No, you can't. No. And like you said, sugar and salt, I understand. Chocolate is in the sugar family.
Oh no, but
family,
Ish, I got to tell you which region of the world that chocolate's coming from, because that's the only way you'll know that that this review's legit, by me telling you that chocolate comes from Alaska, from the rare Alaskan cocoa plants.
Yeah, which is fine, you know, because it's funny because most of the cigars, except for 2 or 3 different factories around the world, they only do Dominican tobacco, Nicaraguan tobacco, Salvadorian tobacco, Honduras tobacco, Mexican tobacco, and that's about it in the big factories. But all of a sudden they come with something that comes from the DR. You have cashews for Madagascar, you have salt from the Himalayas, and you have, I don't know, a little no white, excuse me, no red, no black, no white. It's even green pepper from, I don't know, Afghanistan, the 3rd county on the left. Anyways.
It's almost like being able to tell you who rolled a cigar, if she was a virgin or not, and just...
Well, that can be done. I know a guy can do that.
I do too.
I know a guy that can do that. As a matter of fact, look how much I know about that guy, that is going to pour a refill in his glass.
Let's see if John can play a commercial without screwing it up.
Oh, no, don't do it.
I'm doing it.
Welcome to the Factory Reserve Cigar Club, where true craftsmanship meets bold character. Well-aged, hand-rolled, and refined with purpose. Every leaf sparks a story, and that first draw brings it alive. This isn't quick luxury. It's luxury earned. Unlock rare drops, vault exclusives, and monthly cigars you won't find anywhere else. Factory Reserve Cigar Club. Exclusive access, legendary flavor. Elevate your smoke.
Why is AI-ish so jacked?
I want to know why he's always so angry.
What do you mean, fucker?
What? Yeah, but it's just like you're walking around. You know, your AI's got these howitzers going on it. You've got the 12-pack abs with the cum gutter going. You're just all.
First of all, I'm gonna tell you 2 or 3 things. First of all, it was not my AI, so I had nothing to do. Second of all, don't be jealous, man. It's okay. I still love you, no matter what.
So, Ish, let me ask you this.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, a couple weeks ago, we got you to try a Candela, and you actually enjoyed it, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, Josephus wants to know about this.
Can I fucking mute this motherfucker somehow? Hide that fucking shit right in there.
I have never seen anybody with such an aversion to a soft drink as Ish.
Okay. I'll tell you something. I do not enjoy. I don't say I don't like it. I do not enjoy Candela. It's like, hey, you see a car, doesn't mean that you don't enjoy the car. Maybe you don't like it. It's not for you, but you enjoy driving the car. It's a nice car. It's a nice car, no matter what, but you don't enjoy like you want to enjoy whatever you want. So Candela is not for me at all. Maybe, again, go back because I know the fermentation of that leaf. I know how it's done. And maybe that puts something on my mind. You know, so it's another thing that many people don't know. Just because people review cigars or people tell you this, that, well, unless you have hands-on, you don't know what it is. You know, so I'm sorry. I like an apple when it's ripe, not when it's green. Or it's very whatever, you know, it's too, you know, whatever. But again, Candela to me is me personally, personal taste. Candela, when somebody told me one day that is sweet, I said, well, you look into colors. And what is it? Bitter or something to you? Because Candela is the most bitter and harsh leaf ever you can imagine.
I'm not the biggest fan of Candela, and most brands do not do a good job in the blending. To me, I feel like I'm smoking a grass fire. Is what it to me. It's just it's hot. It's hot. It's charry. You know, it is very earthy, grassy. I don't like it. Very few out there I find to be appeasing on my palate.
But you have to understand something, Dan, which you already understand, but maybe people watching, they don't know. Candela stay green because they chop or they harvest that leaf before nothing else, before the chlorophyll, it goes off and become brown. That's it. If you have a Candela for many months, I'm not going to say even years, months, that Candela, it will look almost like a Connecticut. It will change for green to yellow, blah, 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 blah. Because it has not the same fermentation, has not the same cure, has not the same harvest, you mean that the plant back in the day used to be 9 months. Back in the day, I'm talking 4 years ago. I'm not talking like when we were kids or our parents were kids. I'm talking about 4 years ago. Only was every 9 months was one harvest. Then, believe it or not, when they say, oh, you know, this chain of weather, blah, 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 the whatever, the how they call the global warm, whatever. Well, it's happening. We don't notice, but the animals and the plants, they notice. So now you can harvest twice. So you can plant and harvest twice a year. But if it was bad enough with 9 months and taking that leaf way before everything was done, now I mean taking that leaf twice a year with only another 4 months. So it was 9 months, now in 12 months, so it's 4 more months, you take twice. So that thing is going to be, like you see, when you cut the grass, I love the smell. I love the smell. Even I have really used to it, but I love the smell. But it's putting that grass in your mouth and go, and that's the taste of the Candela. In normal Candela, it is not manipulated. Okay, if it's manipulated and you put some sugars, you put some wine you want to, you can put whatever you want, it will taste different. And of course, depends the vine and the fillers. But Candela to me is too meat. I don't like it. But again, I like my meat medium rare. People like medium well done or whatever. So it's to each his own. But I know Candela guy whatsoever. But that cigar, I like it because my mind, I just neutralize the Candela part and I just focus, which I can, just in the filler and in the binder. And that's, but if I just smoking with not thinking about it, I will put it up. That's me.
I will say this to Rob, you know that you're wrong because if you smoke the DBL Amarillo, that thing tastes like Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal. Smoke it and tell me I'm wrong. You swear it tastes just like Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Well, it doesn't taste. It smells like it.
It smells like it. It reminds me of it.
But it doesn't taste like it. That's the thing. You can smell, but you cannot taste. Sometimes you might, right now, you have this, imagine this fucking lemon, okay? And you have a lemon, and you're thirsty. You're working the whole day, you have no water, you forget your water at home, you are in the boonies, and all of a sudden you have a lemon. The first thing that your mind is going to do is realize that lemon is going to make you salivate. And you can be, your mouth dry as hell. You see the lemon, and actually you're thinking the lemon, and you will salivate. Same thing, when you smell something that you know is cinnamon in it, you know it is butter, you know is whatever, any dough that you want, it will taste in your mind, but actually you're not tasting it, you are smelling it. Yes, granted, I will give a 50-50 like you taste it, but actually you don't. Like a cinnamon, you cannot taste cinnamon in a cigar to save your life, but it reminds you, so your brain is telling you that you are tasting it. If you miss it,
how come you just said it right twice? You said cinnamon right 2 times in a row. Every other time it's been cinnamon.
Well, I say yes to make sure that you're paying attention.
I am paying. I don't miss anything.
You see?
Here's what Sober asked. You think Candela would be any good within the blend? Binder filler?
No.
Well, as a matter of fact, Candela. Okay. Put this day, to this what, the 4th or the third? No, the 3rd. Tomorrow's my dead father's birthday, so today is the 3rd. The 3rd of March of 2026, put this in your brain. You pick up a Candela leaf that is not moderate to be a leaf as a wrapper, but it not to be a binder. It will change history of cigars. Put it right there. Nothing else I have to say about the Candela.
I forget which brand did the Candela as a binder, but I did not care for it. It just, the dynamic of the cigar just was off.
Because they use a wrapper. You cannot use a wrapper unless you do inside out. You cannot use something that is going to combust like this, holding the other ones.
I wasn't picking up anything they were talking about when they were smoking that cigar. I was just like, I don't get. To me, it just made everything incredibly harsh and left a bad taste in my mouth. I just was not a fan of it.
So, Ish, what about when they're adding the Candela leaves into the small parts of the barber poles or throughout the wrapper of the cigar?
That's totally different thing because it's the minimum of the wrapper. I have the Irishman, it's Candela wrapper, on top of a Maduro wrapper. So that thing is gonna change about 1% of your smell, not the flavor. Flavor is not gonna change at all. If the wrapper on this, and I don't care what people say, oh, your wrapper is 80%. That bullshit, and again, Randy, a bullshit. I pay thousands of dollars to go to the lab to see how much percentage are there. And I was wrong when I say it will be between 8 to 10%. And they told me, well, you close by, but no cigar. It's 6 to 8%. That's the wrapper. That's all the taste in the cigar. And I don't care. I don't care if it's, but what about it is, Lonsdale? What about if it's a Lancero? What about maybe at 2%? That's it. It ain't going to change much flavor at all. It's for beauties and the smell. Now, the smell, it comes from the wrapper. Remember, a cigar burns from the inside out. So the last thing burning is what is smoking and is what you smell it. So yes, on the wrapper it can smell more, but taste it, absolutely not.
On Gus's cigar that you made, the one bear, you had that Candela cap.
Yeah.
Right? And I thought that acted as a great filter as you were smoking a cigar. It added just a little bit because it was sitting in your mouth.
Because it's no light. Okay, a Candela wrapper you put in your mouth, and as a matter of fact, it could be kind of sweet. It's not sweet, but it could be kind of sweet because it's not light.
Right.
But when you light it and it's burning, it becomes harsh and bitter, like grass. So if one thing is, put in your mouth and lay it over here, I can have the tip over here, and I just put my lips on it. Ain't gonna change the flavor at all. Now, when it's burning is when it changes the flavor. So when you do, for instance, like the Irishman that I have, it has just the Shamrock, which is what? 3/4 of an inch by 1/2 inch, the thin in a Salomon cigar like this. And then you have one, it's just for beauty, it's just for attention. It's not for change of flavor, ain't gonna change the flavor at all. Every cigar that they put, like the green tips, and I put the Candela in the tip, actually already have a triple cap. So you can pick up the thing, take it out, and put it out, and keep smoking. Because if you have a Connecticut, it will be Connecticut, it will be Maduro, it will be Habano, Sumatra, Corojo, whatever under that. It's just something put on top of it for the looks of the green tip. You can take it out.
Okay.
But no, a Candela in the little things or barber pole ain't gonna change is gonna change the flavor. Probably not. But if it's everything Candela, remember, doesn't change the flavor. You smell the burn the whole time, and it's like a little too much. I can go with this. It's not what you're smoking; it's what you're smelling. It's hard to say. I don't know how to say, but you don't smell the wrapper. You smell the wrapper. Well, you smell the wrapper, obviously, but you mostly smell the wrapper.
So I want to address Rob here real quick. He's thinking he's being a wise ass. That's not Randy. It's me and Ish because we're logged in under the account. So it's going to pop up. If we put in a comment, it's going to pop up with all three of the accounts that this is under. So nice try, Rob. Nice try. So what's next for 505? Are you just going to continue the journey, or is there something on the horizon? Are you thinking about doing something different?
I'm keeping it. I'm kind of keeping everything where it's at. I follow the premise: if it's not broke, don't fix it. I'm not out of here trying to reinvent the wheel. I've got quite a few things that I've been working on that I'm doing. Out there. I work with quite a few brands with stuff that they're putting out and working on. So, I'm providing my feedback on those cigars from it, continuing doing my show. And that's really about it. I don't really have anything new I'm doing, at all, other than I got Ira from the Boutique Cigar. He's trying to get me to blend a cigar with him. And I'm like, no, it will never happen. I have no interest because the cigar will never come out.
I remember you saying that. You were talking about that last night.
It'll never come out. I'm such a perfectionist that I'll always find some sort of reason why it's not ready to go. Even though if I gave you one, it would be like, it's the best cigar I've ever smoked. And I'd just be like, nah, I don't think so. It's not ready. It's missing something. That I'll always find. That's why I'll just stick to giving my 2 cents on anything that a brand wants to put out. I'll give my feedback and go from there. I find that much more enjoyable.
Well, I mean, the bottom line is, are you still having fun?
Yeah, I'm still having a blast. Shows like last night, I loved. I love catching back up with a friend. 1, 2, I still love promoting brands out there, and so I'm just enjoying what I'm doing out there, and I'm enjoying seeing brands starting to take off that I was on very early on in their journey, and especially a lot of brands that nobody would give the time of day to except for me.
Yep.
Just you can tell me whatever you want. I can tell you mine as well, because I already said in different podcasts, lives, discourse, friends, launches, who you think is going to be the 3 called newcomers brands that they're doing very well, that they will kill it in this year, 2026. 3 brands, just 3 brands. No more, no less, 3. Don't tell me why, whatever, just name them.
I think Haze Gray is about ready to explode.
Agreed.
Those guys, they've got the magic sauce for sure, and their stuff is fantastic out there. HDA Cigars, I think, is another one that's about ready to pop off. What Zach and those guys are doing over there is fantastic, and I'm thoroughly enjoying everything I smoke from those guys a lot. And boy, the third one, that's a toughie, because there's a lot of great brands out there that I think are destined.
Not to be friendly with them, not to say, oh, Danny, you never name my brand, whatever. No, that for coming that you hear and in the industry.
Broncano Cigars, I think, is another one that's getting pretty close to. That's going. Those would probably be my 3 if you asked me. This year they're going to take that next step, go hit that next level. I think those would be my 3. I would probably jump on to say I would venture are going to be rising up.
Same question for you, Aldi. 3 brands this year will take off.
It's the hard part for me. Well,
hold on. Disclaimer.
Yep.
Disclaimer. Doesn't matter if you read for them. Doesn't matter if you smoke them. Doesn't matter nothing. What you hear, not what you just think. What you hear people saying, whatever, who you think. And again, if you rep for me. Doesn't mean you don't have to say Banff. Actually, I don't even want you to say Banff. It's somebody else that, for the new guys, the newcomers, I know for a fact you rep HDA and they are going to take off for sure.
Yep. I agree with Danny. I think what Rue, Pedro, and Val are doing is they're pulling all the parts together with the social media aspect that Val is bringing in and the work that Pedro and Rue are putting in. I think Hayes Gray is going to be the next one to blow like crazy. And HDA just being where I am with those guys, watching what happens, the methodicalness, the quality of the cigars. I'm very excited for that. And I think the two that you really got to take a look at is Lore, because everything Lou puts out is just
it's fire. Yeah,
it's ridiculously good.
I would have said Lure, but I honestly think that Lure has already achieved that next level, next step.
Yeah, I'm talking about the newest one.
Yeah,
no. Luri, it has been for a while, so he's above that level, on my eyes, anyways.
Honestly, I think Madre Tierra has got a really he's. What John and Juana are doing, I think is pushing the limits of a lot of stuff, and to watch how fast they blew up from where they were last year. I think they've got a great shot to really hit mainstream hard.
You see, I understand Danny, because he do reviews and he has a podcast every week, so he has to be careful what he says. But I just ask an innocent question, not like a brr. You read for many people. Me, I'm manufactured for most of these people anyways.
Right.
But in my opinion, I'm going to tell you what. My opinion is going to be my personal opinion again. Not the factory, no nothing. My opinion, it will be Case Gray is going to go.
Yep.
NTS is going to go. And nobody talk about these guys. Angry Beaver. We make more cigars for Angry Beaver than probably 10 companies all together.
Yeah, for me, and it's hard because there are so many in that spot between Angry Beaver. I mean, but you're also talking about newer brands, because I also think that what
Angry Beaver is new. Angry Beaver, it has been only a year
plus. Right. And I absolutely agree with you. But for me, I mean, I can't not look at what Alan's doing with Family by Loyalty, and I can't. But they've been around for a while.
But again, so you don't feel bad. I say newest brand. Alan has been for a few years.
Yep.
MTS has been for a year.
Yep.
Case Gray for a couple of years. Angry Beaver, on my grand opinion, is when they start. That was
I was there. I sold their first.
So only 1 year.
Yep.
And these guys already are in many states and in many different countries. Mostly Sicily, Italy. With Sicily and Italy, people think the same thing. It's not, but anyways, and different places. So I see these three guys going like, I hope everyone goes surpass everyone that today's day we have. I hope so. But it was the three brands, I believe, is going to be those guys. So at least three of us will say one. Here's great.
Yep.
Three of us will name one the same.
Yep.
Here's great.
Yep.
So
and even like what Josephus is saying, I think the clowns are reinventing themselves with what we're doing with bringing in Chapio, dropping the Pagliacci, and just but again, like you said,
the clowns they're not new. The clowns being for many years.
The clowns aren't new. You know, clowns have been out since 2019. You know, so they're not a new brand. They may be a new brand to some of you out there because you're just discovering them.
Well, as a matter of fact, Clowns has been out there for probably 2016 or before. But it was just like a club, you know.
Yeah, you know. So there is there's so many brands that come out, and I smoke so much stuff that I I get a feel for brands out there that, okay, these guys, I think they've got that it factor, but the problem is for a lot of them is that they don't have the time to dedicate fully to becoming that it brand because they're still working their regular day jobs, and they can't put that full 100% commitment behind it. So they kind of they hit a growth level and then they plateau because they're unable to continue to put that extra effort in because they still got to work.
Every single brand that we've mentioned, regardless of new or old, every one of them is in that same boat with day jobs and doing their thing and still hustling. Yep.
They're still out there hustling. Yep. So I just, I'm sold on Haze Gray and I'm sold on HDA, like hardcore for this year. Those have been two that I've talked about for the last year that I'm really sold on. And that third one, I just, you can swap out any brand you want in that third one for any of the ones that we've mentioned, because I think that they all have that type of capability to go up and go places. Because I could put any brand in on that third one just strictly based on my opinion on what I think of that. But I don't have a problem with either one of your lists, and I think that you're correct in that.
And there's so many out there. I mean, El Mago, what he's been doing.
I love El Mago. Again, and that was another brand I had on very early on that I was huge on. That Jaguar was one of the best cigars I smoked all last year.
Yep. I introduced you to him at PCA in 2024.
Aldi.
Yes,
Aldi. It's just punctuality. We passed 2 minutes. We only have 35 entrants. You want to do it, or you want to?
You're telling me we can't get 15 more?
I hope. You know what, guys? Look, Randy's not here with the bosses, so fuck off. Danny 505. Otherwise, you go with nothing. Up to you guys. But let's put it a little. What? Let's put it a little. I don't know. Oh yeah, we had to do this one, guys. Sorry, we had to do this one.
Another angry.
Forged not with steel, but in fire and leaf. From the heart of the Dominican Republic comes a brand that brings the world together. One blend at a time. The Sulu, crafted with tobacco from 7 countries. A symphony of bold character and refined balance. The Banda, born from 8 countries. Layered with depth, strength, and complexity. And the Celebes, a Connecticut with a punch. Smooth, yet commanding. Each cigar, a story of craftsmanship, faith, and honor. Don't be basic! Be ironclad.
You see, you were wrong. No English.
Yeah, I mean, Aldi has introduced me to quite a few new brands out there, and I appreciate that because it gives me the opportunity to continuously check out newer brands that I'm unaware of. Because there's so many out there that as much research as I do to try and find a lot of these brands, it's just there's so many of them out there. So having Aldi throw me a layup on that, it's nice.
Now that you say that, Danny, or you Aldi, anyone of you can answer it. To this day, March 3rd, 2026, how many brands, legal brands, recognized brands that they pay the duties, they have the LLC and all of that, they are around the world?
6.
Fuck me. Okay. Okay. You say 7, you win. You know.
Are we going with the Price is Right rules?
Yeah. Whoever's closest. I mean, there's got to be a couple thousand. There's got to be a couple thousand.
It's more than that. So in 2026, March 3rd, 2026, right now, legally, I mean, I don't care if they pay the taxes or whatever. Legally, the corporation, incorporation, organization, that they have cigars and they have a brand. We are 18,201 brands in the whole world.
In the greater scheme of things, it's really not that big.
No, but think about it.
Yeah.
In 2020, January 2020, no March, with the pandemic came, it was only 13,000. So at the beginning of the years, now in under 6 years, 18,201 brands, recognized legally brands. Forget about it's like in Palm Beach County, we have 2.2 million legal residents, another 1.7 million. You know what I mean?
Read Brent's comment.
And East blends, but probably 3/4 of them. Yes. And you will not be wrong, to be honest.
It is.
But I still poor.
You know, look, when I can't find stuff on a brand that contacts me, Ish is the guy I go to, and then I get a whole dossier on the brand and the people behind the brand. I'm like, I don't need all that. I just want to know if they're legit or not. It's like a yes or no question. And I've got their past 20 years worth of tax returns and I'm like, I don't need all that. Are they legit or not? Okay, so are they? And then my next question to him is, are they legit? And he goes, yes, but they're not good people. So I wouldn't do business with them. Okay, that's all I need to know.
I've never even heard of this brand, Sticks and Stones.
Yeah, Sticks and Stones is great, but again, we were talking about new brands, and she's been around for a few years.
So now, okay, so Chris is saying that I'm thinking of he says Miss Wanda, but I'm thinking of Enid from Ancestry.
Oh, Enid! Oh yeah, Enid has Ancestry.
She's been around, but she completely starts over.
Well, she's okay. What happened with Enid, with Ancestry Cigars, sorry, she goes back at least 5 years back, but then stop and this and that, whatever happened, and then change factories, do this, do that, and now she start again last year. So she's a new brand with new factory. New factory, yes. New brand, no. It's still Ancestry Cigar. So people are going to remember since you start until you finish, not when you change the factory. Okay, it's like you go to a restaurant and they call it mom and pop's restaurant 2. They don't care you change the chefs or whatever. It's gonna when you start, when you end. So that's what we're talking today. Is about new brands within a couple of years. Call it 3 years.
And I'll tell you this: keep your eyes on Liar's Bench.
Yeah, I have them coming. I have them coming on in May.
I met Tyler in December. We had him on a couple of weeks ago. He's on to something.
Well, I'm looking forward to having them on and talking to them. Rob introduced me to Liar's Bench, so I'm looking forward to talking to them.
Now, yeah. And a question for you, Danny, because you're the guest, and for you as well. And well, I put me in the spot in this one, but what do you think that makes the difference? A new brand or the factory that a new brand goes with to make the cigars?
The factory.
I agree.
A bad factory manufacturing bad cigars doesn't equate sales. A good factory that has good people working at it, good blenders in it, and a factory that can, where we talked about earlier, that story you tell, that can put that story into the leaf. That makes the brand, that's make or break, and that's the problem with a lot of those pandemic brands, was they were using fly-by-night factories, and the cigars just weren't, you would get so much inconsistency with what they were putting out. And having a brand that can provide you with that consistency, that can put that story together for you, and has the capability of keeping up with the manufacturing. That's three of the biggest factors for your continued success as a brand.
Yep.
Now that we agree the factory, not just the brand, the factory, because the brand asks for something to the factory go and, applies what they want and they have it. Now, inside the factory, is that the factory or is the blender in the factory?
Well, it's still the factory, because the blender can put together the idea, but you have to have the right people in the factory to be able to put it together afterwards. The blender can't roll all those cigars. The blender can't process all that tobacco himself. The blender only has one job, and if the blender can do his one job, and it's up to the rest of the factory to continue to make that process continue to happen.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I mean, I think the blender is a piece of the puzzle.
It's the factory.
You can have a great blend, but a crap construction and
So who is the biggest piece of the puzzle to make a cigar in any factory around the world? Question for both of you.
I mean, I would say it starts with the blender, but
forget the blender. The blender, we already started. If it's no blender, it's no blend. Who is the piece of the puzzle to make everything become true?
The roller.
The rollers.
The rollers.
The manager. The manager, it will make sure that when the blender gives him a blend, and it's 6, 7, 8 tobaccos to 3 tobaccos, he put in the morning, at 3:30 in the morning, before nobody else is in the factory, he will put the blends from right to left, and it will put a note. This is for 500 cigars, and you pick up one of these, 2 of these, a quarter of these, 3/4 of these, 1 of that. That's the manager. Because the blender told him to do so, but the blender goes blend and goes home. The manager of the factory is the key in every cigar. It's not the owner, it's not the blender, it's not the rollers, it's not the bunchers. It's the manager putting 3 or 4 hours before and after to make sure that the blend that the blender says is in everyone's table. Like when you go to school, that's your book, that's your colors, that's your pen, that's whatever. And people do not appreciate the managers. If it was not for a manager, I'm not talking quality control or nothing. The manager of the factory had the whole weight on him. Blender, you just go and blend. The owner, you just go and say, hey, I pay this. I don't like it. You fire, whatever you want to say. But it's those guys. So if it was not for a good manager, we would not have good cigars. I don't care how good is the blender, how good is the roller, how good is the factory, the big name or whatever, is the guy putting the blend together, which is the manager. For these guys, come in the morning and roll. And when they finish, or they are about to finish, they go like this, boom, we're going to have for another 20 cigars. Don't worry, boom, another palo of tobacco. From the right to the left, or left to the right, however you want to do it. Plum, 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 plum. Those are the key factors in a factory. If it was not a manager supervising that, cigar industry will be garbage. It will be bad. Because everyone is trying to do a cigar to the liking, which is a mistake. You got to like the cigar, to sell the cigar, Well, that's the most stupid thing I ever heard in my life, because I don't like sushi. Sushi is amazing sell. So I will sell sushi all day long, even though I don't like sushi. Or I don't like onions. I'm allergic to onions. I will put onions in every food because everybody like it. So that's the manager role. About 2 hours before, leave 2 hours after. You know? Now you know. The manager has all the freaking responsibility on the chain of how cigar is done. You will not leave the roller, you will not leave the buncher, go and pick up the tobacco. No. The manager will say, this, and this. But that's it. Period.
Danny, I needed some Kubra, so I went with an Unkind.
It's a good cigar.
Yeah, and I actually found them with a closed foot. They did an experiment on some of them with closed foots, closed feet, closed foots. I don't know the right way. I never thought about it at that level ish.
Relax.
Yeah, I never thought about it at that level.
No, but yeah, it's the manager. So everyone thinks, oh, it's the blender, oh, it's the buncher, it's the roller, it's this, it's the quality control. No, it's not. It's not. The manager, he has to open before, he has to close after everyone leaves. Yeah, of course, he's gonna clean people. Clean people leaves, then he leaves and close the doors. Before everyone comes, he opens the doors and put all the organized tobacco. You have a Carrera 98, now you're gonna have a IT13, you're gonna have a Vision Nicaragua, you're gonna have a Seco Petro Cubano, you're gonna have this. That's your binder. It's gonna be let's call it Sumatra binder, and you're gonna have I don't know, San Andres wrapper. And you go from here, boom, 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 boom.
Josephus is on you tonight.
That's funny.
Josefa, okay.
Ishton needs glasses for that.
Oh, no. I don't need my glasses. Josefa, go learn English. But yeah.
So Danny, who do you got coming up in the next couple of weeks?
Well, let's see here. My next show will be Monday the 16th. I got Ray Watson, Ray True Life from the Herfador and NOLA Cigar Fest. I'll be on talking, what events that they've got going on at PCA. They're working in collaboration with the PCA to put together some dual events. So there'll be a lot of fun stuff going on in New Orleans. So if you're going to be down there, definitely check out some of the events that they have to talk about. And then I have Antonius Fields from AT Fields Selection Cigars on. Bro makes a fire stick. I'm really looking forward to talking to him. And then I end out the month with Shawan Mims from Heart of a Lion Cigars. He's got a new one that came out. So we'll talk about his new cigar that he dropped. It's a new cigar, but kind of an old cigar. It was an event-only cigar that's now moved into part of the core line.
And I've had some great talks with Neil from Jake Wyatt, and they're doing a whole bunch of new stuff, and they're reworking some things, and I'm pretty excited. I can't wait to see him, and I've connected with him on another level on some other stuff that went down, and it's been a lot of fun talking to him. So, and then I get to hang out with my boy Jack from Cavalier. That's my metal buddy. We got to go see a metal show here when he was in town last year.
Yeah, I love those guys at Cavalier. I had Brian on a few weeks ago, and it's been good. And of course, I'm booked up till June on shows every Monday night. You can catch me live, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn. And got a lot of great guests coming up. A lot of small brands that you may never have heard of before. Some brands that you probably have heard of. And really nice mix. And then, of course, promoting NOLA Cigar Fest with Ray, and then having on Doc and Bruno from Pensacola Cigar Week as we get closer to that, to help them promote that festival coming up for year 2. So I always got a lot going on, and of course you can check out my daily posts that I put out there on Facebook and Instagram out there, where a lot of you have asked that I create the Drooly rating system, which I have, so you can see the cigar my cigar of the day and my rating on it, and then you can also pick up my review notes on the cigar. And again, they're honest, straightforward, whether I liked it or I didn't like it, my tasting notes. And if I ran into problems with the cigar, I tell you all about it. I had burn issues, or the cigar wouldn't stay lit, or, if I liked it, because that's the one thing about me, is I'm always going to be honest about what I do. And I'm going to straightforward, whether I liked it or not, if I had issues, because I think it's important. And it's important for the brands to know as well that, look, man, I had a problem with it, and maybe you need to check this out. If I'm having a problem, there may be other problems similar to that out there, especially if they may have come from the same batch.
When you're walking around PCA, can you kind of get a sense for who's going to be around and who's going to make it, who's not? Have you gotten to that point where you can kind of be like, you know what? I just don't know.
No, you can.
At a place like PCA, not so much, because that's such a massive financial investment being put in. So you really have to be sure that
41 entrants, guys.
That you got to be that's what you want. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't brands out there that won't make it. There's been plenty of those over the last couple of years that have been to PCA and then have folded out. But for the most part, no. I've been right on about 98% of the brands that I felt were good enough to make it have continued to make it, and I've been off on a couple. And a couple of them I was really sad when they shut down, because I really enjoyed what they made. But again, this is it's very expensive, and at some point you got to look at the cost involved in that, and when your expenses start exceeding what you're putting out and what you're bringing back in, you got to make sometimes a hard decision, which is I just can't do it anymore.
Eli asked earlier about Silent Hero, and I'm pretty close with Bryce, and it was literally it was family issues, and he put family first, and he decided to close up shop.
Yeah, man, I really enjoy Silent Hero, so I was sad to hear about that. Especially being a brand that's local to me, and and again, that was a brand I thought was really gonna. I thought they really had a good chance at making it and going off, and again, that's part of that 2% out there that, I had a good feeling about, and, but again, you got to put family is first, and you got to take care of family, and hopefully Bryce can get everything back under control out there, and maybe in the future he's able to restart back up again.
Hopefully he is. He was offered the opportunity to have, but everything rolling for him until then. But he's too busy or sad, or what is the case? I don't know. And he didn't answer. So that one.
Man, I wish there's a way we could throw people out of the chat.
Instead of oh my God! But look, this over here. Okay, Tony, let me tell you something. What happened last year and this year, okay, is that for some reason, the PCA had the bright idea to put the, whatever you want to call, Cigar Fest, whatever, reunion, because to me it's a reunion, it's high school reunion for big guys, whatever. But anyways, they put the same weekend that the French Quarters Festival is. French Quarters, since the beginning of the time, it goes between 850,000 people to 1.2 million people. Last year, 2024, 2025, we have 1.1 million people going for the French Quarters Festival. Between Friday and Saturday, I'm talking Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday and Saturday, there was 22 shootings. About 7 people dead, 14 whatever you want to call it. And the hotels it went for $70 a night to $325 a night, and it was sold out. So you want to go
with that problem?
Well, you didn't have, but 99% of the population did. I didn't have that problem neither.
That's because everybody waits till the last second to book their rooms.
Right.
Yeah, I booked my room in October.
Well, I booked my Airbnb within a month before going there, and it was 5 of us, and we paid total for the. We spent 3 nights over there. Total, it was $63 per person, so $189 per person for 3 nights in a house. 5 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, with a porch inside, out, in the backyard, in the front yard, blah, 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 blah. And we paid $63 a day. That was it, or night, however you want to call it. But the hotels, he's asking the hotels.
Oh, I paid $89 a night for my hotel room, and I got upgraded to a suite with a balcony.
So you got one of the luckies.
I paid, and then this year I paid $94 a night for my room this year.
This year I will not be there. I wish you both the best. You as going and recording everything. I'll be going with whoever he was, but this guy, it will not be this year over there.
It won't be the same.
It will be better because I know that, so it will be, it will be better. You will not have a guy with an accent and shit like that.
I won't have to run around as much. I know that.
Yeah.
I got very fortunate that it was HDA, Lore, and Banff, and I was able to make that run back and forth about 500 times. I was exhausted.
I'll tell you something.
Not me. I had a ton of walking to do.
Yeah.
But he did, between Lord and HDA, he did 498 times. To me, he only did like it twice. So I don't know if it counts like 500 times. But I forgive him. I have videos of everything, as you can imagine.
I have an interview on one side of the convention center, and then I've got 5 minutes to hike it to the other side of that convention center for the next interview.
Is Dr. Oscar going this year?
It is. He is. He wanted me to go with him because he went with me last year, but I said I cannot. Again, it's not for the money. It's not for the membership. It's because for me it was not worth it at all. The whole thing I had to go through in order to do everything. And remember, I'm not flying over there. I would drive. It's like whatever hours, so I would drive. It was not worth it for me to drive over there, do this, do that, and come home. Literally last year, I made twice what I pay, so I call that making even. When people say that what you spend and you make is breaking even, it's bullshit. You have to call the hotel, the food, the go out, the cigars that you made, the cigars you give, blah, 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 blah. So you both, it costs you, let's be modest, and $3,500. And your cigar, it costs you not $3,500, is $7,000. Then your hotel for 2 or 3 people, or 4 people, or 5 people, wherever you go, call it $100 per person a night. You go 3 people, so it's $300 a night. 4 nights is $1,200. So now you go to the already is money that you spend, plus the meals and this and this and this. So you want to spend easily. You are very conservative and you don't want to spend nothing else. You want to spend between $10,000 to $12,000, and you will have to make $24,000 to break even. People don't get.
And just knowing what goes into the around the world, that ammo box you had filled with them was gone. I mean, that was hundreds of cigars that you gave away.
It was 450 cigars over there.
Yeah.
That cigar is $22.
Yeah.
It's $20, sorry. But it cost me, me personally at the factory, it cost me $11 to make. So when I sell those cigars in lounges, I'm losing $1. But it goes out. Because again, if a lounge told me I cannot have a website to sell my cigars, I would say, fuck off. I don't need you. In fact, I need for you to have any of my cigars. You already have anyways in your humidor between 60 to 80% of my cigars, no matter what, you don't even know, but they mine anyways.
Right.
So go ahead. So I don't care. But that's me. I'm very privileged place to be. People don't know who I am. People know who I am as the idiot with an accent, with a fucking ponytail, and for Banff. But most people don't know what I do. You know, and then you know. So when they know, they say, oh, fuck. Oh, okay. And they go like, whatever. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I will. Okay.
I love the Around the World. That was my cigar of the year last year. It was by far. It blew every cigar I smoked last year out of the water. Nothing came close to it.
Well, this, it was very close to. The marble.
Yep, that marble was something else.
Yeah, see, I've never had the Marvel, so I couldn't tell you.
It's the same cigar with 3 less countries. That was the first Around the World I want to do like 3 years back. Until somebody came and said, oh, we buy it from you. I said, the whole blend? Oh, no, the cigars. I said, okay, so it's still my cigar. So this year, it will be introduced over here in the United States.
I held off on smoking that Around the World till you came on the show. So that was 2 months after you gave me the cigar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I held off. I just like, you know what? I got to hold off. I want to smoke it with Ish when he's on the show. So he can explain it all out as I'm smoking it. I held off, and I got to say, I'm glad I did. I'm glad I held off on smoking that till I had you on, because it made that experience 10 times better.
I tell you what, you've got to get your hands on a marble. It's going to blow your mind.
Well, when they get released, I will.
Aldi, 10 o'clock. Yes. Another, which one we do?
So we definitely have to do the Madre Tierra. That's a definite.
Let me find it, because I cannot see it over here.
I had a suggestion. I was texted a suggestion about giving away a bunch of Randy cigars.
No. I said another commercial before the giveaway.
Uh-huh.
And I cannot see.
We got to do the commercial.
Blah, 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 this. Okay. I'm sorry, guys, but that's.
Some fight battles overseas. Others fight for perfection in every role. Born from discipline, forged in brotherhood. This isn't just a cigar brand, it's a mission. Our mission is to make badass cigars for badass people. Every leaf, hand-selected, every blend, battle-tested, from the first spark to the final draw. BAM Cigars deliver strength, honor, and precision. Built by veterans, smoked by legends, Dale Proud. Lock in, stand proud.
Ooh. See, Danny? Always angry.
I know. He's the centerpiece. He's the centerpiece of it all.
Yeah.
But again, Danny, you have to understand. No John Aldi or me made this. It was Randy. And all my commercials are like yes, I know that. No. And then he did our intro, country. All of a sudden, it was country as hell. He said, it's not country. Well, it is country. Whatever. Let's check how many entrants so we can do this thing. We have 41 entrants, guys. What the hell is you guys is lacking? It's only 41 entrants.
So that means we're just doing the Madre Tierra.
Let's do it.
So what are you giving? So what are you giving away?
So Madre Tierra is a sponsor for the show, and they do a 5-pack giveaway of your choice.
Okay.
And if you have not had them, you definitely need to try them. Wink, wink, hint, hint.
I got them coming on in May.
Say no more. You're going to be very happy.
Well, okay. So how many people are you trying to get into this giveaway?
Should be 50 for his, 85 for me, which normally is very easy. But again, we don't have the boys. And
the boss isn't here. He left the kids in charge, and this is what happens.
It's when he comes, hey guys, listen to my voice. Let's see if this works. I don't know if it works like this. It doesn't know work like no. You see?
Look! Oh my God!
Always having that crap.
I don't know what you're doing.
Oh my goodness! and she's gonna screw it up.
Yep.
No, I will not. But it's always like a.
He's got the glasses on, and he's squinting through the glasses. Oh,
I put the glasses on, and even like that, I go and say, present, and I go, video file, no, stop screen, invite guest, no, I don't know, what the fuck, present what?
Well, I'll say this while as you're trying to figure this out, Danny, thank you for being here. I know you came in right after work, and I cannot wait to see you again. You're my brother, and just being able to connect with you again is a blast and hang out with you. I'm really excited to see you in a couple weeks.
I appreciate the invite to come on. I don't get asked to come on to a whole lot of shows, so I will take the opportunity to whore myself out anytime anybody would like to have me on. So, I'm like, okay, yeah, I can do that. I appreciate it. I appreciate the opportunity to kind of promote me and, what I'm all about. And if anybody who's watching hasn't checked out my show or anything, go subscribe to me over on YouTube. Monday nights, live content every Monday night, 7 p.m. Mountain, 9 p.m. Eastern time. I have brands on, a lot of brands you've probably never heard of before. And I also bring on occasional content creators who do good content but need that extra push, to give back to the community a little bit. I do giveaways all the time. My birthday show in October, basically I give away tons of stuff. My advertisers and sponsors send humidors and cutters and lighters and tons of cigars, and I build a ton of samplers out there. And last year for my birthday, I gave away about $4,000 worth of cigars and accessories. So
I was there for last year's and the year before, and it was nuts.
It's nuts. And I always bring my girl Mimi Palmer from Casa de Sueños. She comes on and we celebrate because it's not a party unless Mimi's there. She's insane. So that just kind of it fits perfectly into the mold.
Yeah, it's very simple. If you want an honest review of a cigar without all the bullshit, Danny's the place to go. Legit.
Yeah, I like to have a good, I like to have a good time, like to have fun. If anybody watched the show last night, Alan and I had a great, a lot of fun, laughing, and I smoked the cigar for the first time. And as I'm smoking the cigar, I was breaking down the cigar with him to kind of give everybody who may have not smoked the new Echo, my thoughts on it and my take, and it's a banger,
Yeah, you know what I have to do? That is my phone because
and Chris only watches because of Mimi. Of course, I know, Chris. That's the only. Chris, what? Chris, I got Casa de Sueño coming on in May, and Mimi will be on with the Casa de Sueños guys. So, you don't have to worry. You don't have to wait till October to see Mimi. You get to see her sooner than that.
What is doing this thing?
Are you going to be in Pensacola? Are you going to be down there for Pensacola, or are you just helping promote?
No, I'm just helping promote. I'm out there. Doc and Bruno are great people, and I had them on last year, so it was their first Pensacola Cigar Fest last year, and I had them on to help promote, and we had a great time on there. And I said, well, let me have them back and help them promote year 2 on that, and so. That's why I was like, let's do it. And last year, I had Ray on last year, but they didn't really know what they were going to do with NOLA Cigar Fest being the same time as PCA. But this year, with the PCA actually working in conjunction with them to do a lot of dual events, I thought it'd be great to have Ray back on. So even though if you're not going to the convention, but you're going to be down there for all the parties and events, give you an idea of what you can expect, because there's going to be a lot of there'll be a lot of fun, cool events going on that will kind of help you out in between while the show's going on and in between the parties at night.
Danny, give everybody your Brent didn't catch it. What's your IG link?
IG 505 Cigar Review. You can catch me over on Instagram. You can search on YouTube 505 Cigar Review. I should be the first. I should pop up. If you search Instagram for a ton of cigar stuff, if you type 505 in, I'm almost always the first thing that pops up in a search.
Ish, just do it from your phone. We trust you.
Man, I'm gonna do my phone and that's it, because it's retardation. So what I'm gonna do is do this with my phone, and then I put the video up. So it's 43 entrants, and the draw is going now.
And the winner of this one here, you got to be here to win.
Robert Thomas.
Oh my God. Come on, Rob. I hope he went to bed. He didn't go to bed. He ain't got no job. Of course he's here. Rob, you know what to do. Just go to Madre Tierra, pick your 5, and then let us know. Let me know, whatever, and I'll get it to John.
And so you guys see it. So let me do this.
I'm gonna start taxing Rob.
Hold on.
Rob, it's a 4 and 1. You get 4, I get 1.
There's something going on with this book crap.
Why do I feel like Rob always wins everything?
But
Rob's always around. He's always around.
The funny thing is that
it doesn't matter who's doing a giveaway. Rob always seems to pop up as a winner on everything.
He's our resident serial killer. So
that was Madre Tierra. Let's see how many we have now. We can go out, and we have right now. Oh, Jesus fuck! I had to do this again. That's fucking bullshit. Danny 505.
Good.
Now it's only 23 entrants, so people left. Well, 12 of them. Anyway, Danny, so what's next for you, man?
PCA's next. So if you're gonna be out in New Orleans, I will be out and about. Of course, you can catch me around somewhere in New Orleans, and then August I'll be out at Rocky Mountain Cigar Fest, and I don't know yet if I will be back for year 3 at Dallas Smoke Fest as an ambassador. But if they want to have me back, I'm more than happy to go and help out again for year 3. I've had a blast the last 2 years in Dallas. So that's about it. You know, with having the kid, I kind of had to cut back on my schedule on the traveling to cigar events and stuff I do. So, you know, in reality now, if you want me to show up, you're gonna, you know, you gotta have to take care of me on the plane and hotel trip. Otherwise, I gotta kind of focus on the family and making sure everything else on that end is taken care of. You know, wish I was living the
Absolutely.
life I was pre-kid, where I could travel whenever I wanted, when I wanted, where I wanted. But, you know, now I got this stupid responsibility of being a dad. But I love it. I wouldn't change it for the world.
That's all good, man.
I wouldn't. And again, thank you to everybody who subscribes. You know, there will be no show this coming Monday. I got to, you know, it's one of the few Mondays I got to pull a night shift. But we'll be back on the 16th and full slate of shows all the way through June. And a lot of great brands coming on, and I hope some of the brands that I bring on, brands you've never heard of, and interest you into wanting to try them out, so you can check them out. They're brands that I'm solid on, and I really enjoy. So hopefully you will too. And Chris, you know, Chris is always in my chat, and he's always picking up and trying a lot of the brands that I have on, and I love hearing Chris's feedback and seeing the photos of him enjoying the cigars with the chickens.
Next week's hashtag is going to be I hate Rob. Simple.
But, yeah, you know, so.
All right, let's close it out, Ish.
Absolutely, man. So it's 2 hours and 16 minutes. Believe it or not. Normally we are LDNA, we say it's maximum 2 hours, and with 2 hours. But because you have heavy accent, and I understood, no, it's yes, because we're having fun. It was 2 hours and 70 minutes. So that's just for me. I want to start for me. Why not? You know,
but I was also 15 minutes late getting in because I came in straight from work. So reality is still a 2 hour show.
Yeah,
it's 2 hours and 2 minutes. So don't do it again, okay? So, anyways,
well, that's if I ever get the invite back. You know,
you know that you already know that you got an in between me. We don't give a shit about Randy. It's me and Ish. You got us.
That's it. Hey, Randy, I thought you win, but I don't know yet. You have about 43 minutes to know. And you didn't come over here saying, yeah, but you never came crying either, so we don't know yet. But, anyways, guys, thank you for coming. And I always say, well, somebody will say, last thoughts. Fuck it. I'm talking, so it's my last thoughts. Whether you like it or not. So, it's... Danny, keep doing what you do, brother. I know you for many, many years. What, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10? I don't even know how many years I know you. And you're one of the best. And you have the things always called clean. Always is cut clean. Perfect, like a machine, you know. It's I love it. Keep doing what you do, man. And whatever you need from us, just one call away, man. Just let us know, and you over here.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much, and I appreciate all you've done for me, and Aldi, I appreciate everything you've done for me. You know, you guys have, really been integral and part of helping growing out the show and the content over, since September of 2019. Going from terrible videos with trash editing to moving over to strictly live content, out there. And then, you guys always being there, Ish always jumping on when I get one of those last second cancellations and I got 3 hours to try and put a show together. And it's like, come on, heck, we'll do something. I'll do something special. We'll do it. I appreciate
it. We'll cigars and live. We do these.
I tell people that show because after that show ended, we spent another 2 hours in the green room just bullshitting and laughing. Like the after show was better than the actual show, and that show was hella fun too.
Yeah. It was this guy, Aldi. You were not back then, but it was this guy that I knew is gonna cancel on King and say, Danny, he's gonna
like,
cancel. And
he's like, if he cancels, let me know. He goes, I will jump on. He goes, I'm like, okay, man. And of course, right before the show, in the hospital. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I told him, I say, look, the wife is gonna call you. He's in the hospital in the VA, which he's not a vet anyways, and he has no BA, whatever. And this guy's name, forget about it. Blah 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 blah. I said, you know what? He's gonna cancel. He no. He told me this. About what it was, 30 minutes, an hour before. Oh, the wife called him. Oh, he's in the hospital. Blah blah. Well, he said, okay, cancellation. We have a new guest. And he just put my name, Ish. He said, oh, I'm okay now. Oh, I thought you were in a coma, but now you're okay. Fuck off. Just happened.
Oh, yeah.
Just happened that Oscar was over here.
Yeah, the show just started, and I get a text going, "Hey, what's the link? I can come on." I go, "Boy, your wife said you were like on death's doors in the hospital, man. I've already scheduled on a new guest and redone the complete show, man. I can't get you on right now. Sorry."
That's the old fuck around to find out moment.
And just happened that. No, but it was funny, Aldi, because Oscar was over here with me. And he and I, we have a battle of torcedores, which means, rollers. It was like no tomorrow. How many cigars we did not roll that day? Barbed Pole, Bauer, Punishers, Batmans, everything on live. I just put a table like this, the camera over here, and we're talking, yeah, no problem. Oscar, what do you think?
But what really made that great was when, the comments in the chat, when they would start asking specific questions about blending or about blends, and then you or Oscar would then hands-on showing how you would make that blend or how you would roll that. And it was a great demonstration for people out there who may have been curious about how do they do that. And you guys just immediately jumped on and go, this is it. It was fantastic. To this day is still one of my favorite shows I've ever done.
It was, John, it was one guy saying, how do you culebras? I said, you want to say culebra? No worries. Oscar, hold the camera. I go, you go like this, that's the culebra. Holy shit. What do you think that we over here just for the name or whatever? We are the makers of the cigars. And people were like, oh, holy fuck.
Yep. Yeah. That's great. It was still one of my all-time favorite shows.
To be honest.
Yeah. Yep. So one of my all-time favorite shows that I've ever done. Because it was all put together and really put together in less than 3 hours to make it all happen. Yeah, basically. It was great. Well, yeah, and I had a guest last year who canceled on me 3 hours before the show because he got courtside tickets to a basketball game, and that was more important to him than promoting his brand. And I'm like, okay. And I put together another show in less than 3 hours. It's just like, okay, that's fine. You know what? The show will go on, and I'll figure it out. There's always people out there Absolutely. I know I can call that will always, that if I need to get bailed out, they will bail me out easily.
Absolutely, yes. And you can count on us all day long. No problem whatsoever, John.
So thank you guys. I appreciate you having me on. I appreciate it. Thank you to all the people in your chat who have may be checking me out for the first time and subscribing. I hope you enjoy the content. You can always go back and watch a lot of the old interviews that I've done with people. They're all up there. Maybe find a brand that you've never heard of and check out their story, and check out all the new stories I'll be bringing you guys for this year.
Outstanding.
Aldi, It's on you.
I love you, Danny. That's it. Simple.
Well, thank you. I love you too, brother.
So don't get out, guys. Hold on, but guys, thank you for watching. And hold on. I never checked how many people are over here right now. 23. You lost 2 big things. And I was over here. Happy to show you what it was. So was I. But you didn't make it. Next week, guys. Next week. So, guys, thank you for seeing us. And we catch you next week.
Maybe. You need help?